national athletes are always having the risk of doping. Okay. So yang mana athletes yang tak ada supervision from dietitian, so they don't know what type of supplements yang sesuai and safe for them lah. So from there, I need to advise them lah. Sebab kalau during match day tu dia random doping test lah. So kalau dia terkena positive doping, then the responsibility falls under me as well. So the player can get banned for 4 years. For me, I can get banned also for I don't know how many years. Itu kena jugalah.
Everyone, welcome to Not Only Diet Talk. This is our 25th episode. As usual, we would like to emphasize that at myfindiet we aim to bring a sustainable, healthy dietary behavior for everyone. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in on podcast and also Spotify. And today, to me personally, it's very special because we never really have a dietitian who is in the sports field, I would say. Mainly like clinical or like corporate. Right, food service we never had one as well, I think.
Yeah, probably we need to get one. We haven't really talked much about food service.
Yeah, exactly. And sports dietitian, maybe people don't even know it's actually exists in Malaysia, right? Yeah, so we want to know more about it, and we invited someone which in the field right now. It's Ku Ahmad Azmeel, right?
Ku Ahmad Azmeel.
Yeah, Ku Ahmad Azmeel. And he will share with us more about a day today being a sports dietitian, and then maybe get to know a little bit about what are the nutrition strategies that he does for the national athletes, and also maybe some other information that come along the way. So yeah, maybe Shen Yi, do you know how many sport dietitians so far in your life?
In my life, I think I only know just 1 or 2 person. Yeah, and Ku is one of it lah. Because we are yes, and sports dietitian. Actually, today's topic is very interesting for me because me personally, I'm not very. I wouldn't say I'm very into towards like doing consultation for athlete, but me myself love to play exercise. Sometimes we learn a little bit about sports nutrition and things like that. But we are very happy to have Ku today. And basically he's managing like a professional athlete teams as a sport dietitian. Right.
Yeah. So what about you, Ku? Like do you know a lot of like sports dietitian in Malaysia or like outside?
In Malaysia personally I know a few. More than 2.
Alright.
Okay. Because previously I work in Institute Sukan Negara. So from there I met a lot of dietitians, seniors and also juniors. So more than 10 actually exists in Malaysia. A lot.
Right.
Okay. And then in government sector, yes, the sports dietitian are there, but then in private sector not so many. But currently it is blooming lah in Malaysia. So it is people are getting to know about sports dietitian nowadays.
Yeah, alright. So we are interested to know like what is your career background, how it started and everything. Yeah.
So after graduation, I start off my career being a product specialist, or as you may know, a sales rep, whereby I have the responsibility to hold the products of vitamin D and AccuStop. You know AccuStop?
Yeah, the one they use to check the blood glucose.
No.
AccuCheck. That one's AccuCheck. Too much of the brand is not AccuStop. What's that?
AccuStop is a koyok plaster tahan sakit.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is my first job lah. So whereby I need to go to the hospital around Kuala Lumpur and also Selangor, meet with the specialists for vitamin D specifically. I met with the gynecologist, apa lagi, dermatologist, a lot of specialists lah. But for AccuStop, I met with orthopedics, and then I consult them about the products lah. So that is my first job experience lah. Okay. So basically nothing related to sports at all.
Alright.
Very sales oriented.
Very sales oriented. So I become a salesperson lah, basically. But then after graduation, actually I sent my resume physically. I go to Institute Sukan Negara by hand. Tapi I don't know, not my rezeki lah. Okay. I didn't manage to get a call for interview or anything, so I just proceed with being a sales rep lah. And then after about 2 years, I saw a job opening, okay, in Facebook for sports dietitian in ISN, and then I resubmit my application, and then that is my rezeki. I got into sports dietitian for Institute Sukan Negara lah. And then after about 3 years in ISN, I work as a sports dietitian, work with the national athletes, holding the responsibility for petong sport, basically skill sports and water sports lah. For skill sports is petong, lawn ball, and then for water sport is sailing. And also team sport is sepak takraw.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What is petong? Sorry.
Petong is like, you know,
it's not petang, right?
Petong lah. The correct term is petong. Tapi ada juga yang pronounce it as petang. Tapi dia macam permainan tujuh guli, you know. Tapi macam tu lah. Skill sports.
Oh, right.
Lawn ball is like a bowling lah. Main bowling tapi bowling padang. And then after about 4 years ke 3 years I think about 3 years 3 years, and then I have macam adalah personal reasons, I choose to resign, and then got a better offer in as a clinical dietitian for KPJ Damansara. But then in KPJ Damansara I only last about 7 months. But then
you decide to leave also.
I decide to leave because right then I know my passion is as a sports dietitian lah. So I pursue in a entrepreneur punya world, forming my own company, My Dietitian Eats, and become the sports dietitian.
I see. So it's pretty recent that you founded My Dietitian Eats, right?
About 2 years already lah.
2 years already. Yeah. So basically at My Fine Diet, not only Diet Talk, we also would like to really bring together all the dietitian nutritionists. Maybe you want to share what is My Dietitian Eats so that people know more about My Dietitian Eats.
Alright, so My Dietitian Eats is a diet consultancy company whereby we provide nutrition services that not only cover the area of clinical but also community and sports lah. So we have 4 active members. So I'm the one that responsible for sports nutrition services lah. And then we provide services for under sports. We provide services for the national athletes and also for the publics lah. So currently for under national athletes, currently we are active with Football Association Malaysia, where I am given the opportunity to work with the Harimau Malaya, the senior football Malaysia team, senior national football team.
Understand. Yeah,
right.
I think that's the part that we will discover further later about it. But yeah, let's go to the basic. Are you yourself an athlete?
Okay, so I am not an athlete, tapi pencapaian paling tinggi in sports is MSSK after MSSD.
The
NN. Sorry. MSSN for tennis.
Alright.
Yeah, and then after that, I cannot commit lah because to become an athlete, right then I know it is very hard to balance with education and everything. Yeah. So up until there je lah. My sports achievement.
I see. Yeah, I'm interested as well because my impression personally, our impression when we are preparing to get to know more about you. Sports dietitian probably they are an athletes, or they were an athletes, or they're at least actively engaged in sports and things like that. Yeah, and also you did mention just now, basically from sales industry, and then you decided after 2 years you still go for that. Like what is your motivation, or what sparks your interest to still, after 2 years, probably not everyone will still look at that, because probably their life is getting to another stage after 2 years of working. But getting into a new role will definitely take time. Yeah.
During bachelor time, I think mostly we are focused on clinical.
100%.
Yeah, 100% clinical, right? But then I don't really like clinical work where you are confined in a hospital, working with patients. Not to say that it is not a noble job or anything lah. It is very good, tapi not.
I think it's a preference lah.
And it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
So you always know this sports dietitian role exists?
No, I didn't know. Tapi upon graduation, I know one of my senior are already a sports dietitian in ISN. So I keep on contacting him and then asking how's everything in ISN and everything lah.
I see. So is there any like extra certification needed for you to get into it?
Okay, so to go into to apply for a job as a sports dietitian in ISN, we are not required to have any certificate. But then if we have, then it is a bonus lah. But then when I work as a sports dietitian in ISN, I know that to become a sports dietitian, we need to have a certain accreditation to qualify ourselves to call a sports dietitian, a good sports dietitian, to perform a certain assessment. So as a sports dietitian, we need to assess the body composition of the national athlete. But in clinical world, we are using body impedance analysis machine or DEXA machine.
Calipers, is it?
Yeah, but then as a sports dietitian, we use skin fold calipers. So to be qualified to perform the assessment, we need to go for ISAK. Okay, International Society of Anthropometric and Kinanthropometry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he said Dr.
Okay.
Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to go for that to get the certificate, and then there is 4 level, if I'm not mistaken. But you can go for level 1 to be called as a anthropometrist lah.
Yeah, just for everyone's information as well regarding the differences lah. The differences of BIA. BIA is bioimpedance analysis. Basically, you will usually just stand on a weighing scale or holding something. Then they will just use the electric current, a very weak current, to assess our body composition. But correct me if I'm wrong. Definitely.
Yeah, that's correct.
When it comes to anthropometry, anthropometrists, right? They are going to just identify your skin fold using a special instrument we call calipers. To like the purpose of it is to
muscle, right? And fat, right?
The purpose of it is actually it is the similar to other methods of body composition and assessment lah. Like obviously the gold standard is cadaver lah. Okay, bedah and then you timbang. So and then followed by DEXA and then BIA and then skin fold lah. Tapi skin fold is chosen for as a method for sports dietitian sebab dia sangat mudah untuk perform anywhere, anytime. Kalau in body machine, we need to bring the machine which is quite big kan. Lepas tu the skin fold technique is also in terms of accuracy, it is good, and then it is reliable, meaning that if you want to compare the first assessment and the second follow-up assessment, we can see the difference lah, the significant difference.
That is something that using a machine usually they can't measure the specific place of
protocols
muscle.
as well lah, because for body impedance analysis, there is a lot of protocol that we need to abide before doing the assessment, such as it needs to be done at the same time, and then they need to fast. So something like that lah. For skin fold, it is flexible lah.
Understand.
Yeah.
Alright. So if that's the case, right? Like how does the day to day looks like as a sports dietitian?
For me, I work as a sports dietitian for the Harimau Malaya during training camp. So my day to day job is whereby I start my day by checking the meal, okay, for breakfast, and then there are several services that I provide for the national teams during camp, such as before camp I create the menu plan throughout the whole camp. Kalau camp tu 30 days, then I create a menu plan for 30 days lah, for breakfast, lunch, high tea and dinner,
including the recipe or
recipe I work with the chef lah. So yang mana yang chef can suggest, then I work together lah, work around lah. And then after that, other than that, I also do hydration assessment, whereby I check the urine, called the urine specific gravity. So to check their hydration level upon waking up. And then during training time, I also do hydration assessment whereby I weigh their weight before and after training to see a weight difference. From there I can see where during training how much water they lost. Yeah, and then I can advise them on how much water they need to drink to rehydrate. And then I also prepare the supplements. So supplements for pre, during and post training, similar for match as well lah. So macam tu lah, dia actually every day is not the same lah. Sebab macam hari ni only training, so I just pagi tu check breakfast and then prepare kalau hari tu ada buat USG, buat lah. Okay, and then I prepare the supplements untuk pre-training. And then pergi training, I buat the weigh in, weigh out. Then I also provide the supplements during training. And then habis training, I provide the supplements after training. And then balik hotel, I check dia. Lepas tu I macam tu lah. And then kalau hari yang ada game,
very interesting.
Kalau hari ada game, lain pula I kena prepare supplements for game day. Macam tu lah.
Do you think it's hard actually? Because this is like a national athlete, right?
It's hard because first of all, it is a huge responsibility lah. Okay, and then it is a team sport. So I alone, a sports dietitian, need to prepare for the whole team. Actually, people thought I'm only covering the players, tapi kena cover the coaches as well. Yeah, it is a team kan, so I kena cover everyone lah, including the official officers. Officials. So it is a challenge lah. So I need to manage my time very well. So memang kadang-kadang ada macam drama sikit lah.
Right, always right. Yeah.
Kalau travel to kalau away game, kalau jumpa opponents, kalau stay dekat hotel, ni lah dekat away game lah kan. So kadang-kadang on match day, pagi-pagi tu adalah isu macam I don't know, tapi it seems quite obvious lah. Macam tiba-tiba dapat telur, I request for telur rebus, dapat telur mentah, nasi basi, macam semua ni I kena.
I see. Before you go further, so basically when it comes to doing all this job, right? Do you see that people really appreciate the role of a dietitian?
Okay, so in terms of the player themselves, I can see after about 2 years with the team lah. because I need to build trust. Sebab I'm considered the first sports dietitian for the national team for Harimau Malaya lah. Before this, ada the elements of sports nutrition is there, tapi not carried by a sports dietitian lah. So when I come in, macam they know I'm a sports dietitian, they also know something about sports nutrition. So apa yang I buat tu, they macam kurang percaya lah kadang-kadang tu, sebab I'm also macam new. So after about 2 years, I managed to macam build trust, and then some players macam willing to consult me out of camp, one-on-one, do some sessions. So macam tu lah.
Is it something that the government is making an effort to really hire a sports dietitian or?
Okay. So basically, I get to involve in with FAM while I am working in ISN actually. And then during that time, Kim Panggon, the head coach lah. So when he first hold the responsibility as a head coach for Harimau Malaya, dia yang request for a sports dietitian. So FAM approach ISN, and then ISN send me lah.
I see.
Macam tu lah.
Yeah, Shen Yi.
That is a breakthrough, I guess. I mean, because you mentioned you are the first sports dietitian who specifically, expertise in everything about the sports and nutrition. And previously, this wasn't being done in the team, and it's actually because the initiative from the coach. Wow. Okay, we need more coach like that, so that more and more national athlete, they can get consultation or even the care from a sports dietitian.
Correct.
Right. So it sounds to me, you are basically, correct me if I'm wrong, you are basically taking care of the food of the whole team, and basically from recipe development until monitor them and things like that. Is this a one-to-one approach? That means, because I believe in a team you will have different player at different. They will have different focus, etc. So will the menu be the same menu for everyone, or probably you will have different type of menu? This one for maybe Group A, or this one for Group B.
Okay. So for the menu,
Yeah.
I don't go for specific individuals lah in terms of their maybe calorie intake, carbohydrate intake, protein intake, etc. etc. And then the menu that I provide to the hotel for the team is the same for everyone lah. Tapi I make it balance lah. Okay.
I understand.
Everything is there lah, macam in terms of macronutrients and micronutrients semua covered lah. Tapi it is my own initiative whereby I approach some players,
specific
players yang because before the training start, on the first day, usually there will be assessment using BIA. So daripada situ I can assess player mana yang perlukan weight management or prone to injury. I can see from the BIA result lah. And then from there I can meet personally. Then I can consult them lah, macam tu. Of course kalau ikutkan for football, there are the diet according to their playing position. Okay. Tapi during training camp, dia dah tak macam, that is not my focus anymore. Because during training camp, my focus is match focus lah. So kalau in the world of sports nutrition ni, dia ada sports periodization.
Oh, okay.
So throughout the year, usually macam kalau during training camp, it is already match focus. So kalau I nak consult them in terms of weight management ke apa-apa individual punya diet consultation, I need to do before, which is we call it during the general phase lah. Tapi bila dah match focus ni, dah tak sangat focus on that lah. So I will provide a menu whereby the menu items everyone will eat the same thing. Can eat the same thing lah. But then I punya focus macam I provide a visual aids dalam dining hall tu. Macam kalau starting 3 days before dah kena start carbo loading. And then I provide like a general guideline. If you are at the age weight of 60 kg, how much carbohydrate you need to take per weight, everything macam tu lah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot. So I need to educate also to create the awareness. So a lot of work.
Yeah, because athletes are also human, right?
Yeah.
So what is the most challenging part in your point of view?
Challenging part for me, before I started off as a sports dietitian, the challenging part is that to change my mindset from clinical point of view into sports dietitian point of view. Because it's different lah. Sports dietitian mostly dia punya focus is sports performance. So not focusing on disease specific sangat. So yeah, it is very different, entering into a different world lah actually.
But how will you like differentiate that role, you know?
It takes time lah. Macam contoh paling simple, kalau for weight management, for non-athlete individual dengan athlete individual. For non-athlete individual, kita pakai indicator BMI to decide the ideal body weight. For athletes, different. For example, for football, we need to consider dia punya playing position, dia punya sports performance concern, and then for that specific playing position, in general, how much body fat percentage that is.
You have to factor
usually
all this,
we need to do some research lah to get to know about the sport as well.
And you learn all this while you were working in ISN before, like on the job tu macam, I have to learn by myself and read, you know.
Okay, so the thing is, bila masuk ISN ni, we don't know what type of sports that we are assigned. Yeah. So once we get to assign to that particular sport, masa tu kita kena belajar lah about the sports and everything, need to read apa semua.
That's not an easy thing.
Yeah. It's like totally new.
Yeah. So along the way, when I join Harimau Malaya, on the first day, I tak tahu sangat pasal football punya sports nutrition. So memang I buat yang basic je lah. So along the way I learn, and then from there I try to ni lah.
Understand.
learn and also educate the player lah.
Oh right, there's something very interesting and new to know basically. But I have a question before we move on to the next part lah. Cool. If let's say training camp, because what I understand as the sports that I usually look at, right, would be badminton.
Okay.
Yeah, for me personally, right. So if let's say you are handling let's say Harimau Malaya, a football team, whenever they have like training or if they have match, will you need to be with them and probably because they usually have it abroad, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So will you need to go out together with them? That means probably you will need to always outstation.
This is for Harimau.
Yeah.
Harimau
Yeah.
Malaya. So okay, Harimau Malaya, I will only need to be with the team when there is a training camp. So meaning that macam contoh kalau for the training camp for Harimau Malaya, the head coach will handpick the players from, not to say each club lah, tapi random clubs in Malaysia. Macam football clubs in Malaysia kan ada banyak ikut states kan, Selangor, JDT semua betul. So bila training camp, the players will come and gather from various clubs, and then we will have a ni lah, training and matches lah. Bila dah habis, diorang akan go back to their own clubs. But then I don't follow them anymore lah. So macam tu lah. When the training camp ended, then my responsibility is done lah. Sebab actually for each club, some clubs lah have their own dietitian juga. Macam Selangor FC, they have their own dietitian. JDT have their own dietitian.
Oh, okay.
But does that mean during the matching day, there's no one that actually monitor their diet, or you already like give the diet plan even for the matching day, for example?
Matching day is
maksudnya if let's say they go
back
for the
to
match,
the club,
right? Yeah.
or go back to the clubs. No, I don't. Ada tak?
Not your
charge.
Understand.
I'm not in charge anymore lah.
So is it to say your job is during that training camp lah?
Yeah, betul.
Understand.
Okay. So what is usually the things that they do in training camp? Basically, just focus on certain things or like
Dia training.
Is it raining?
Training.
Yeah, training camp. Yeah.
So training camp ni dia so the players training camp tu maksudnya they are preparing for big match lah.
Okay.
National punya level lah. So international punya level, sorry. So they ni lah macam masuk training camp, training and then go for match. Habis match, habis lah. Basically macam tu lah. Sama je lah macam apa yang dia buat dekat clubs. Cumanya bila training camp tu dia represent Malaysia lah.
Yeah, national team. Oh, alright.
It's training camp, right? So training.
Oh, yeah. Because what I understand, well, it could be probably like a boot camp kind of things for them to gather and just get ready with something. But you clarified it already before they go for the international match as a team, so that all of the top player or random big player will come together for like a final preparation before they go for the match.
Yeah, betul.
Okay, got it. And what would be the goal or the things that you monitor usually when you're planning the menu or you're taking care of the diet of the whole team?
The core fueling lah, fuel. So macam, and also I need to educate some players juga sebab some players coming from clubs yang memang tak ada dietitian, so either they don't know ataupun they have their own beliefs jugalah on how they need to prepare for matches. Okay, and then other than that, their supplement intake yang mana yang ada as you know, national athletes are always having the risk of doping. Okay, so yang mana athletes yang tak ada supervision from dietitian, so they don't know what type of supplements yang sesuai and safe for them lah. So from there I need to advise them lah. Sebab kalau during match day tu dia random doping test tau. So kalau dia terkena positive doping, then the responsibility falls under me as well. So the player can get banned for 4 years.
You also?
For me,
You
I
also
can
get
get banned also for I don't know how many years. Itu kena juga lah.
I see. Okay, that become a very big and important responsibility already.
Yeah.
Because everything that you eat, right? Yeah.
Do you want to just come a bit nearer?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Just to be sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I'm interested to know more as well lah. Can you share with us what are some of the nutrition strategies that you usually will have in your mind when you are designing or when you consult designing meal plan or even consult the professional athlete?
Okay, so as a sports dietitian, the sports nutrition strategy that we need to provide for the athletes will cover pre, during, and post training or match lah.
Right.
And then for training days, the requirement is different lah. Like what the athlete needs, maybe perhaps 3 days and also during match day. So macam and then after match day, we need to focus on recovery pula. Macam tu lah. So for pre, during, and post ni, it can apply for general training days and also for match day. Okay, so for general training days, dia in terms of timing lah. So for pre players, I need to be aware of the kick-off time juga. So kalau kick-off time pukul 9, so breakfast kena ambil, lunch kena ambil, pre-snack training kena pre-snack match kena ambil, and then during match kena ada something yang they need to take, and then after training kena ada something yang they need to take lah. And then for each player, their supplement, macam nak cakap, dia punya supplement that are effective for him is different from others. Sebab kalau untuk football ni, there are a few supplements yang dah proven effective lah for their performance for football. So ada player yang dia boleh ambil supplement A, ada player dia boleh ambil supplement B. Ada player kalau ambil both supplement doesn't work, dia sakit perut ke apa ke. So I need to know that jugalah. So that is why I tak boleh provide supplement. I boleh for my practice I will provide the supplement, tapi I akan suggest lah for which player you need to take this, need to take this.
So do you use like an online system to like track and monitor all this information? Because it seems quite a lot of things to to remember.
I don't do an online system, tapi I remember lah.
Yeah lah, sebab you dah been engaging with them, right? And how do you basically measure the compliance?
Compliance for supplements?
Or like following the diet routine? Because sometimes takkan you nak see everyone eating kan.
So macam okay, for this part during training camp I can't monitor everyone, you know. Tapi ada a few yang macam, because I join for senior team, their mindset are different already lah. Dia orang dah kira macam professional level yang top lah. So ada yang memang dia comes with his own ego ke apa ke. So that one I cannot force lah.
I see.
For some yang memang I nampak I boleh engage, I advise dia ambil apa semua tu, yang tu memang I monitor lah. So ada a few lah players, not all. Tapi I tengok macam contoh kalau untuk recovery, yes, yang tu I measure their compliance, whereby I go one by one, I give the supplements for them, and then for those yang tak ambil, kena ni lah, tick,
report lah kan.
Report lah. So itu nak save my own save myself lah. So part tu lah.
Got it. Yeah, basically just now I was about to ask how is the compliance of athlete, because different athlete, they might have different experience, some might follow or some might not follow, but she already Ku already answer, which is very common even in the common like usual setting. Not every client or patient that we talk to, they will listen to us.
Betul.
Yeah, okay. Alright. So yeah, I mean we have another question regarding is there any big differences between different type of sports, like in general as your experience as sports dietitian?
Okay, there is, macam contohnya previously when I'm in ISN, I hold the responsibility to jaga skill sports for lawn ball and patong, which is a skill sports lah. mainly the focus is different lah. So kalau macam football, which is we call it as an intermittent sports. So we need to focus on endurance and also strength. So dekat situ macam kalau skill sports, dia tak banyak on endurance and strength. Dia more focus on inilah dia punya focus betul. So kalau macam football, we need to also educate them on carbo loading, and then during macam semasa game tu, they need to refuel themselves. Okay, they need to take some supplements that can give them a short burst of energy, something yang boleh relieve cramp. Macam tu. Kalau skill sports, dia mainly need to focus on dia punya focus. Basically dia kena ambil, dia kena air dia kena cukup, dan dia kena makan still, so that dia tak ada rasa lapar, tak ada rasa dehydrated,
lapar
yang boleh
hilang focus kan.
dia tak ada mood kan kalau lapar nak marah. So kalau memanah nanti bila dia marah dia panah orang ke apa kan.
I see. Okay, I have one last question before we move on to the summary basically, because I believe in the team itself, besides it, like in professional athlete team, okay, professional sports teams, besides sports dietitian, the athlete, together with the coach, who else, is there any other healthcare professional or
that will be involved,
who will be the member of the team?
There is. So basically players, and then coaching staff, there will be the head coach, the assistant coach, goalkeeper coach, strength and conditioning coach, and then there will also be the performance analyst coach.
Okay, yeah.
And then
so 5.
Yeah, that is the coaching staff. Lepas tu official staff, there is the physiotherapist, masseur, team doctor, and then kit manager, and then sports dietitian.
Doctor also always in the team actually.
Yeah. So doctor and physiotherapy, for me basically I think they have the most scariest responsibility lah. Sebab they need to suggest to the head coach whether a player can play or not during match day. So kalau player tu key player, and then kalau dia tak identify that the player is injured ke apa ke, then dia
salah dia.
I see.
So takut lah kat situ.
Alright. So there's actually a big team behind. So for doctors or physiotherapists, are you the one who take care of the diet as well?
Together, yeah. As a team.
Wow, yeah, I got it. But it's good to know, as a sports dietitian, probably my understanding at the beginning is like we take care of players, but there's actually more as well.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. I think probably maybe cool, like to end our chit chat today, right? How if someone interested to become a sports dietitian, like what are the prospects or where they can actually get this opportunity?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because for you yourself, you kind of like find a way by yourself before, right? You like literally hantar the resume, right? Physically, right? Yeah. So maybe just any advice?
Any advice? So I think in Malaysia, an institute that hire a sports dietitian, there are not many. Kalau dalam government sector, there is ISN, and then there is also Majlis Sukan Negeri. So in each state there is a Majlis Sukan Negeri. So can also apply from there, and then so macam kalau sports association, they can go to apply from there also. They can also macam pergi propose lah for the sports for the dietitian position. But before applying, of course, we need to be well equipped lah. So macam contohnya, they need to be equipped with the certificate that I mentioned, the ISAC, to become a certified anthropometrist. And then kena ada basic sports nutrition punya knowledge juga. So kalau nak learn about this, they can go for an online courses lah. Tapi what I can suggest, macam boleh pergi ke ISN, because ISN provide sports science education courses juga. So there is a tier of ni lah, ada level dia lah, level 1, 2, 3. So you can go for that. And then I think yeah, from there dah macam ada the basic preparation lah to become a sports nutrition. So macam tu lah. So tak perlu macam nak tunggu institute ke apa ke. Boleh sendiri well equipped and then find your own opportunities lah.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to ask?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Last question. Are you gonna keep doing what you're doing right now as a sports dietitian?
Yeah, of course.
That's your plan lah. Sampai you retire.
Yeah, that is my plan.
Right.
Alright, it's been a very interesting discussion, honestly. Very interesting.
Yep.
Let's see how's the engagement go. Maybe a lot of people are also interested in this field. But Ku, thank you so much for your time. Especially it's weekend actually, the day when we are recording. And to anyone who's watching or listening to Not Only Diet Talk, we hope that you can keep supporting us. Because we really want to bring this profession of dietitian and nutritionist into a new level so that everybody knows our existence. Even now today that you know there is someone very important in the national football team. Yeah. So it's not that only doctor or like physiotherapist.
It's not only the players.
Yeah, not
as well.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's also a sports dietitian. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a nice weekend ahead.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.